What is up, Doomers and Zoomers? It's your old pal Shred Riffs. In this video, we're going to take a look at the CIZIN distortion pedal from Lone Wolf Audio. This one really brings the death and doom to your guitar playing, and I think you're going to want to stick around and listen to what this bad boy sounds like. Alright guys, so the CIZIN pedal from Lone Wolf Audio. I have had this pedal for a couple years, and right away it was an instant favorite of mine, and it's become an integral part of the recording sessions for my up-and-coming record that I'm working on. So in the next few weeks, expect to see an announcement about an up-and-coming death metal project of mine that I'm working on. This project has been over a year in the making. There's a lot of different guitar sounds on this record. I'm really excited about it. This record is gonna essentially be a one-man metal project where I'm doing the vocals, guitar, bass, and drums, and the lyrics and everything. It's all just my thoughts and feelings on everything I've gone through in the last several years, and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait for you to hear it. All that to say, I've been recording a ton of music with this pedal, and I love the way that it sounds. Even though I've got several other different pedals that you've seen in my pedal demos and on this channel, this has been my main sound for the last record that I've been putting together. One of the things I like to do in my pedal demos, if there is a pedal that I'm reviewing that has an interesting name, I like to understand where these words come from. So I want to tell you what the word CIZIN means. So I believe this pedal was named after the Mayan earthquake death god named CIZIN, who was known to be the ruler of the subterranean realms. In pre-conquest manuscripts, the god of death is frequently depicted with the god of war in scenes of human sacrifice. One aspect of the dualistic nature of the Mayan religion is symbolically portrayed in the existing codices or manuscripts, which show CIZIN uprooting or destroying trees planted by Chak, the rain god. CIZIN is often depicted on pottery and illustrated in the codices in the form of a dancing skeleton holding a smoking cigarette. He is also known by his death collar, the most prominent feature of which consists of disembodied eyes dangling by their nerve cords. After the Spanish conquest, CIZIN became merged with the Christian devil. Pretty spooky and brutal, right? So I think this name is quite fitting for this particular pedal. As you may have gathered from the title of this video, this is essentially a Sunn Beta Lead amplifier in a box. The Sunn Beta Lead amplifier is a solid-state amp that came out in 1979. It was made by Sunn Amplification. Probably Sunn's most popular amp is the Sunn Model T, which are extremely rare and expensive and hard to find. There are several companies that make clones of the Sunn Model T if you'd like to get one for a few $1,000s. However, the Sunn Beta Lead is an amplifier that has gone up in price considerably on Reverb, so one of these amplifiers costs around $1,000 now. So if you would like to get this sound, I would recommend getting the CIZIN pedal from Lone Wolf Audio. You can get that unique crushing distortion sound in your arsenal for just a few $100s. One of the things I love about the CIZIN pedal is that because it is a preamp pedal, it sounds great going into the front of your amplifier or through the effects loop in the back. And actually, I prefer the way that this pedal sounds going through the effects loop in the back. It's a little less harsh, and there's a little bit more clarity and note definition when you use it that way. One of my favorite ways to use this pedal is just plugging it in to the effects loop in my Line 6 Helix Stomp. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, the differences in sound quality and tone are negligible when you use this pedal this way versus plugging it into a real tube amp. But tube amps are great and super fun if you want to move some air around and really experience the tone that you're playing in a visceral, intense way. The Sunn Beta Lead is an amp that is not widely talked about in mainstream guitar playing. Most people would stick to Fender, Mesa Boogie, or Marshall for their tube amplifiers. There are several really great solid-state amps out on the market, and the Beta Lead is one of the best amps that you can get. And real quick, I just wanted to say the Beta Lead was used by Kurt Cobain on the Bleach album. It was used by Adam Jones on the Lateralis album, as well as Buzz Osborne of the Melvins, and Glenn Fricker, all notable users of the Sunn Beta Lead sound. Another thing I'll say is that the Sunn Beta Lead amp has become popular in the doom metal scene because it does the doom thing quite well. And I want to say Matt Pike at some point in his career used the Sunn Beta Lead, but I cannot confirm that. So now that you know a little bit about the name of this pedal and the amplifier that it was modeled after and who used that amplifier, I wanted to talk about the pedal itself and what makes it a little bit different from the original Sunn Beta Lead. This particular Sunn Beta Lead amp in a box pedal is geared more towards death metal guitarists, according to Joe Anastasio, the pedal's maker. The EQ is voiced for an emphasis on power and thick riffs, minus the doom scene's love of lack of clarity, basically less mud and more presence with the CIZIN pedal. The CIZIN has a 6-way mid voice control right here, as well as a range knob that lets you dial in the mid peak response. And I can totally attest to the fact that this pedal handles low tunings quite well. I've been playing 8-string guitar through this thing the whole time, playing in tunings as low as drop E. Another thing I wanted to add is that the CIZIN has an internal voltage up converter that makes it run at 18 volts, but you are supposed to only plug a 9-volt power supply into this pedal. So basically it charge pumps its way up to 18 volts so that you have more headroom and clarity if you're using a low tuning or if you're playing bass guitar through this pedal. All right, that's enough talk, guys. Let's listen to what the CIZIN sounds like going through the front of the Mesa Boogie JP2C. I'm using the Cab Clone DI output on the back of the Mesa Boogie, as well as miking it up with a Shure SM57. Throughout the playing portion of this video, I'm going to be going back and forth between those two ways of capturing the sound so you can hear what this pedal would sound like if you were recording it yourself. Alright guys, so what we're going to do next is plug in the CIZIN through the effects loop of the Mesa Boogie JP2C so you can hear what that sounds like. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the CIZIN pedal demo here on this channel. I would really appreciate it if you slam that like button and leave a comment on this video. Did you enjoy this? Do you like Lone Wolf pedals? Did you like the CIZIN? Would you see yourself getting something like this in your rig? I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like what I do here on the channel. If you find some value in what I do, slam that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.